So the next thing I want to do is to actually filter this by the type of material that I'm using. And in order to do that here, I can add another node that is called attribute filter. And what I can do is Alt and click to delete this, and I can just connect this one. By default, I'm not gonna see anything because I'm not filtering by anything. So I'm gonna put the target attribute for. I'm gonna call it. The name of this should be the layer that you want to use. So there are multiple ways of doing this. Option 1, you choose one of these materials, for example, layer 2, which is gonna be my grass material, and you will spawn grass on every type of layer 2 that you have. The downside of this is that you won't have control over where you don't want to spawn the grass. So to fix that, you can just move around different areas of your map where you want your procedural components to work. You can put another volume here and you will have your grass there. The second option is to add another layer blend. So what I'm gonna do is to I could actually add another one, but I'm gonna show you with a layer 2 first. So I can go here and put L2. Remember, it has to be the same name. If you put capital L, you be using capital L and the number exactly how it's working here. So as soon as you have this L2, also you're gonna use a constant threshold, and instead of double, we're gonna use float because it's gonna be a float value. Okay, so just like that, now you will see that I have my meshes spawning only where I paint my grass 2 layer. So if I go for my grass 2, I can go ahead and paint here. And it will take a while, and then it will spawn the meshes. So I can just go back here and spawn more meshes. And I can just decrease the value of this. So I can start, painting something different. So I can start, painting a little bit nicer. It's always a good idea to just leave it as it is, to just have something nicer to work with, and that's it. So every time you paint a layer 2, you will spawn the mesh. Now you will notice that obviously, what if I paint here? So if I paint here in my layer 2, for example, I have my layer 2 here, and I can just paint here. I will just add it all over this place. What you can do is to actually just move it here, Alt and click, and you will see that it will actually give you the option to choose where you want your procedural stuff happening. Alternatively, you can also scale everything for the whole landscape, and it will spawn the meshes everywhere. So for example, if I were to spawn here and just make it really, really, really big, just like this, you will see that I will only be spawning on areas where it's, my landscape is working, which works. Like I have it here, for example. I'm having some grass 2 here, grass 2 there. It's always a good there are multiple choices that you can have. But with that, we have already filtered where we want our landscape grass to spawn. Obviously, you can do this with many different things, such as rocks. Maybe you want the rocks to spawn here as well. That can also be a possibility. The first thing I want to do is to actually put some meshes here because I want some grass, and it's a good idea to start importing some static meshes so we can see how the grass views here, and after that we can make some decisions.